session. Let's quickly shift focus to all the newsmakers as well as in terms of counters that have reported earnings. We have a TEAMLEASE. Let's quickly pull up that counter and see what are the kind of performance that we've seen, because the sales has jumped by 24%. Margins have spiked for a TEAMLEASE as well, and overall the stock is seeing marginal gains of around 0.2%. To discuss the same, we have been joined by RAVI, VISHWANATH, the CFO at TEAMLEASE. Good morning, RAVI. Welcome to BTVi. It's a pleasure having you. To start off with, firstly, overall in terms of where the quarter is concerned, we've seen a major improvement in terms of profitability, margins, as well as the top line. What has worked this time around? Because it's mainly the staffing and allied business that has really done well. However, we've seen pressure in terms of IT staffing as well as other HR, staffing.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, Ravi.
Yeah. So our margin, the growth of about 24%, which is year on year, is in line with what we keep saying all the time, which is we say that we will continue to grow between 20 and 25% on a year-on-year basis, and so the growth is actually on track with what we've been saying, consistently. And as far as margins are concerned, the margin improvement that you're seeing today is on account of two factors. One, scale in the general staffing business. As we get bigger and better, we continue to improve our profitability. The second is our foray into IT staffing last year has also helped us improve our margins. And this is again something which is in line with what we have been saying, consistently saying that we will get into newer verticals which will be margin accretive to our overall businesses. HR services is better compared to what it was last year, same quarter. Though compared to Q4, it is slightly down, but it is better compared to what the numbers were during the first quarter of last year.
Right. So, Ravi, everything said and done, with the kind of weakness that we've seen in terms of where the IT space is concerned, how are you expecting growth from this segment with the new foray that you've done, and if you talk from an FY18 perspective?
We have not seen any weakness in the demand for IT staffing at all. On the contrary, there are more and more companies who are more favorably inclined today to outsource this staffing requirement instead of permanent hiring. While if you recollect, we always said that the profile set of the people whom we hire for the IT staffing are engineers and software developers who typically have between 4 and 8 year experience. So these are not the freshers that we place for staffing. These are the experienced to the mid-level experienced people are the consultants who we place, and we've seen absolutely no let-up in the demand for IT staffing at all during the first quarter and for the rest of the year as well.
Right. So, Ravi, what's FY18 expected to look like for a TEAMLEASE?
We will continue to maintain the same kind of growth trajectory and profit improvements over the rest of the 3 quarters, actually.
Okay. So is it right to say that margins currently are in the range of 1.5%, but do we see any improvement in terms of higher single-digit numbers on the margin front? And profitability, yes, that has grown as well. So does that also stay at current level growth?
You should probably factor. See, while we have stayed away from giving guidance on where we would be headed, all we have said on all calls and even with our investors and analysts is that there would be an improvement in our margins consistently over the next few years till we get to the global staffing margin levels of between about 3 and 4%, actually.
Right. All right, Ravi. Thank you for speaking to BTV and getting us all the details as well. So the current growth is something that they are looking at over FY18 as well. But before we slip into a short break, a quick look at, in terms of where the shell companies is concerned. Very interestingly, the ban on shell companies is expected to trigger a margin funding crisis. That's what reports are suggesting. Now, as we know that, 331 suspected shell companies have been banned for trading currently.